Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. This is going to be the new moon lunar tarot reading for the sign of Gemini. All right, this is a new series that I'm doing, new moon readings. They're going to be conducted every month on the day of the new moon. Today is May 4th. It is the new moon for May, and this is going to cover the new moon cycle until the next new moon, which I believe is June 3rd. All right. New moons are times of beginnings, planting seeds that come to harvest and during the full moon period, right? So it's all about new beginnings, relationships, jobs, all kinds of new endeavors and how they might come and play out over the next few weeks. And obviously these energies can last for months too and play out over the next few months. So we're going to get right into it. Start off. I've already been meditating on your cards for quite some time. Gemini, beautiful Geminis. My daughter is a Gemini. I love you guys. Air sign, very creative, beautifully creative people. Love to talk, communicate. So we're just going to shuffle a little bit for the new moon for Gemini. May 4th today, 2019. What is your animal spirit over the next few months, over the next month and the next coming months? But certainly over this period of the new moon, what animal spirit energy are you going to be manifesting this new moon, May 4th for Gemini, 2019? All right, here we go. Your spirit animal for this new moon is the firefly. You also have at the bottom of the deck the camel. This came up earlier. I think it was for Pisces. I'm not sure, but I believe it was for Pisces. Camel energy is deep wisdom, long abiding wisdom, enduring. It's fire energy, but it's enduring, right? The camel survives in the desert, in the heat, in the most inhospitable environments, right? They save their reserves, right? They tap into their reserves, right, to survive. But this is talking about tapping into your spiritual side and your wisdom to survive a particular scenario. And the firefly, again, is air energy. So this is the element of air, firefly. That's the alchemical symbol for air, elemental symbol. Same thing here, right? So when you see a triangle like this, that's the alchemical symbol for the element of fire. This is the symbol for the element of air, and it's a firefly energy. And firefly energy is very kind of quick. It's fleeting. It's inspiration, but it's quick inspiration, isn't it? It just comes and goes. You know, it can talk about, you know, sometimes it can be missed opportunities as well, the firefly. It's air energy. Sometimes it's not very grounded, obviously, right? So, you know, if you imagine how a firefly behaves in the wild, you know, they just light up for a second and then they go, and they're very elusive. You can't find them anymore, right? So that's kind of the energy, you know. It's fleeting. It's very fleeting. But when they light up, it's beautiful to see, right? The light is really pure. You can see how bright it is on the card. So the inspiration is pure. It's illuminating. It's radiant. But it doesn't last for long, right? They just can't sustain it for long. It's a moment of inspiration, right? So it can also talk about inspiration. It's the type of inspiration where poems and songs and art comes about. You know, that kind of like spark. Spark of inspiration, and it can come, it can go, it can come really fast and go very fast. It is a spark. That's why they call it fleeting. But if you pay attention, right, if you keep that third eye open, keep that energy, that creative energy open, your heart open, you can harness that inspiration, or you can catch it, right, and build on it. So, inspiration, Gemini, air energy for you, your air sign to begin with. So this is beautiful. Geminis do love inspiration. They're a very artistic sign anyway. So let's see what the Deviant Moon deck has to say for you and you Geminis this month. for the full moon today, May 4th. All right, for Gemini, this month, new moon cycle, beginnings, new beginnings, inspiration. Fireflies, beautiful card. So, is that what we're talking about, this new moon? Inspiration for you, Geminis? Show me. All right, here we go. It's a 10-card spread. All right, we're going to go through it one by one. I'm curious, though, what kind of inspiration is coming in for you this month, Gemini? What kind of inspiration? Fireflies, beautiful energy. Definitely beautiful. Very creative energy also. Talking about, you know, the kind of inspiration that leads to inventions, works of art. At the center, ooh, 5 of Swords and 3 of Cups. Wow. All right, at the bottom of the deck, we have Page of Cups. So, offers of love, you know, messages of love, little ones. Could be, you know, just little flirtations. Could be flirtatious messages. They're not necessarily serious. It's only the Page of Cups, but definitely flirting going on. You've got, okay, 5 of Swords. So what is going on? A lot of discord, a lot of arguing, a lot of I feel like you have 5 of Swords with the 3 of Cups over it. So it seems to me like third-party energy. You've been involved with a third party. You've been maybe competing for the affections of someone else, or someone else has been competing with another third party for your affections. You've definitely been caught up in some drama, right? Drama. And the drama involves love. Relationships. 3 of Cups is covering it. Lots of drama for you this month, Gemini. Definitely. And Page of Cups coming in. So here we go. Is it because somebody gave you, flirted with you, or gave you a message of love, and maybe you got caught up in something that you didn't mean to? We're going to see. Definitely drama and love this month for Gemini. At the bottom, death. Wow, a death. So a change, a big change. This has hit you. Whatever's been going on has hit you hard, and you've changed due to it. It might be friends or something. You might have gotten involved with friends, and then when things got, when the drama came, you decided to drop them. It might be you've decided to change your social circle. Something has happened, definitely deep, Gemini, inside, where you've like changed how you're dealing with the people around you. I believe it's come out of some disappointment, but you're cycling into being a bit more discerning. Choice, 2 of Wands, right? So 2 of Wands. Moving forward, planting seeds, right? You've gotten past the Ace of Wands, which was the inspiration that came in, right? The inspiration, again, like the firefly, the inspiration is coming in, now you're building on it. So it's definitely, Geminis, maybe you've been starting a new project, and you're really getting on the way with it now. And it's an energy that you're putting all your energy into it, because I think maybe some of this drama you've been dealing with, you're trying to get away from it. Right now, I think you're dealing with a new project. You're trying to put some focus into that new project. Queen of Cups, somebody definitely came through with some love for you recently. All right, Queen of Cups, definitely an offer of love. Somebody, you know, Queen of Cups talks about offer of love. She's ready to give and receive love. Right? She's there. She's open with her emotions. Nurturing love. Right? But definitely ready to receive as well. Not only to give, but to receive. So she requires a certain amount of level of love back as well. She's not going to just take bullshit. She's not going to just take insincere love. Her, you know, the love that she accepts back has to be as sincere as the one she's giving as well, right? She's the Queen of Cups. So it can be that somebody came into your life recently and they're a different type of relationship than you're used to. Again, this is not necessarily a love reading. This is a new moon reading, right? So to do with new beginnings. So perhaps recently, Gemini, you got involved with somebody and they were a little bit different than maybe what you're used to. They were bringing maybe a deeper level of love, maybe wanting a bit more of a commitment. But you've been dealing with some third party energy. You've been flirting a lot, jumping around a lot. That can be firefly energy as well, moving around, dotting around from person to person. And it's really caused a lot of drama, right? The Magician, you feel like you can handle it though, Gemini. You feel like you've got everything you need to handle it, right? You're on top of things. You think you can juggle it. Two of Wands can talk about juggling two relationships as well. But it's more to do with planting seeds, right? So I think this is very separate from your love relationships. And so that's why the Magician is coming out here. You know, you feel like you can do it all. You can work on your project. You can work on, you know, your own passions. This is separate, obviously, from your relationship, I believe. But you feel like you can work on your career and your passions and your projects and your art, as well as dealing with this love scenario right now. You feel like you can do it all, right? That's the Magician. Sometimes the Magician is about manifesting, but he's also about being in such control that he can juggle a lot of parts of his life like equally and with the same adeptness, right? The same masterfulness. So that's an energy that you're feeling as well, on top of this need to carry on with your project, carry on with your vision. You've been working in a project with people anyway, so it could be that some of you may have been working in a project and somewhere along the line within that project, you and one of the other people got a little frisky. Perhaps you guys crossed some boundaries, right? Three of discs at the top here. So this is works. This is works in a group effort. This is people working together, project working, management groups, you know, partnerships, things like that, and gaining from it, right? And gaining from it. But there is a crescent moon there, which can talk about not always seeing the full aspect, full picture. As you can see, right, this person here is working on this area. They can't really see what these two people over here are doing. These two characters, or people, for the lack of a better word, these two characters up there, right? This character here can't really see what this character is doing because he's actually working on the backside, and this character is twisted around, right? And this character can see neither of the two. So there's definitely you know, there is a warning here that although you guys are all working together, not everyone can see what the other person is doing, and sometimes you need to watch out for that because sometimes people can be deceptive. They can tell you they're working a certain way and with certain virtue, and they're not. Four of Wands. So this is soulmate energy. 11-11 card. You're in love with somebody. Gemini, I think that what happened is you've been in a project, you've been working on a project with somebody. I think this has been maybe in the arts or in your career, but obviously in an area of your life that you feel very passionate about. So what I'm saying is not necessarily a regular job that you don't care about where you're punching a clock, but this is an endeavor you really, really care about. You've been working in a group, and I think within that group, you've fallen in love. Somebody has come in, or you've been working with somebody and you two have fallen in love with each other, and it's changed the dynamic of the group. It's changed the dynamic of the group, and so it's died kind of a death. The group has died a death. The way the project, you know, the dynamics in the group has kind of died and changed, right? And there's been a little bit of drama here because of it. This is the center of it. I think this is the center of your anxiety this month, is the drama because of this change. That's what I'm getting through. Now, that doesn't necessarily have to be the case. It can just be that something else happened. It could be that perhaps you got involved with someone else outside a group, right? You got an offer, love come in, right? It's a person that you found, you know, there's a real deep connection with this person. You want to pursue it, but this connection with this person is affecting your work, and the group is unhappy about it. In any case, I feel like this is definitely a scenario where The people you've been working with, the partnerships, the individuals you've been dealing with on this one very important vision of yours, there's been some discord because of something that's changed in your life. And what's changed in your life is that you had love coming in. Perhaps some of your energies have been taken away from the group and people were feeling some kind of way about it. But there's definitely been a change in the dynamic, and you felt it on a very deep level. Two of Swords, a decision coming up. So now you're having to make a decision. It's going to come up. You're going to have to make a decision now. How to go forward. How do you want to go forward with this? Right? What's most important to you? You're going to have to employ camel. That the spirit energy of the camel digs in deep into himself, who he is, his wisdom, who he is, the wisdom of himself, who he knows himself to be, what he knows he needs, what he knows he really wants, right? Firefly energy, again, inspiration is the most important right now for you. That fiery inspiration. Gemini, you can't survive without inspiration in your life. You're a very passionate sign. And communication is extremely important to you, right? But yet there aren't that many swords here. So perhaps there hasn't been enough communication. But this Two of Swords here is definitely asking you to make a choice. And also this card is a warning as well. A lot of times we wrestle with a choice. We're wrestling with ourselves, right? It's not necessarily an external choice. This character, right? Normally this character in a Rider-Waite deck is the figure of the lady that is blindfolded, and she's holding the two swords under the light of the moon, right? Which shows that, sometimes it's not on face value that you can make decisions. You have to go deeper. That's how I read that card a lot of times. Now, in this deck, the Deviant Moon deck, it's interesting that the character is actually, again, is wrestling. But you're seeing two characters at the top. At the bottom, it's obviously one character. You can see they're sharing one body, only two legs there. So it's an indication that you're wrestling with yourself, right? You're wrestling with yourself to make this decision. And that's why it's so hard, because you're not really sure which way you want to go, right? And so that's why it's hard to make a decision on face value, because you need to go very deep inside yourself to know what it is you truly want to make the right decision. All right, Gemini? Three of Swords. Somebody's going to be brokenhearted. There's going to be a broken heart out of all of this. And so I think this is why I got this message. I love these new moon readings. I love moon readings, lunar cycle readings. The messages are always very specific, very direct. This is obviously for a very specific group of Geminis going through a very specific issue here. Someone is going to be hurt, Gemini. And that's the message. If you're aware of it, that this is kind of the energy that could play out, then hopefully you can do things and act in a way so that you can come out of it the best way and in the most whole way, and that the people around you can come out that you care about, and your close loved ones, that they come out of this hole as well. So be ready that someone's going to be hurt. It is inevitable because of this change in the dynamic of the relationship. You can't please all the people all of the time. So what's most important to you, right? Remember, if people give you ultimatums, we're gonna ask the Angel Therapy deck what it says. If people give you ultimatums, I always say with ultimatums, forget the ultimatum, make your own choices. I don't do well with ultimatums, and I don't do well with ultimatum energy. I just don't do, I'm a Sagittarius, and I just don't feel like, people will only... people will do and treat you the way you allow them to treat you. Ultimatums only work if you listen to it. If you feel powerless, if you feel like those are your only choices, they are never your only choices, right? The same thing when people talk about negative energy and, oh, somebody's trying to put a hex on you. I mean, honestly, I've always felt like, free will is the most powerful thing in the universe, right? If you look at all of the books on theology, what is the one difference that God, the Godhead, the divine, gave humans, right? that separates us from the animals, and even in the Bible separates us from celestial beings like angels and things like that. Why? Because of free will. That is the component. That is the magic ingredient. Free will. And so therefore people can only do to you what you believe they can do to you. And that has always been my philosophy. So I've never, succumbed to quote unquote bad energy, in terms of like somebody putting a hex or a spell or putting, that kind of, because I just simply don't believe in their magic. I don't believe in it. I don't believe in it. I give it no power. And so it just doesn't affect me. It doesn't exist. It's not a part of my focus, right? So that's, I'm saying this because to help you Geminis is sometimes you've got to really think about, what are you giving your power to? What do you give your power to, And making decisions, especially in situations where somebody's going to be hurt, is very difficult. You have to be honest with yourself, and you have to make the right decision even for yourself, even if it does hurt. Sometimes you can't spare pain, right? Sometimes you can't spare somebody else's pain because, again, they have their choices too. Right, Gemini? I love you, Gemini, so much. You guys are so special to me. All right. I'm a Sagittarius. You're my opposite sign as well. So, All right. Oh, not a flipping. Angels, archangels, guides, ancestors, spirits, energies out there to help and elevate the Gemini through this period of new moon testing, choices. Give us some guidance on what the Gemini can do. Archangel Raphael, wow. Give us some guidance on what the Gemini can do. Mediumship, give us some more guidance. One more. Oh, and ear chakras. All right, Archangel Gabriel came out first. The healing angel is with you, supporting your healing work. All right. Hello again, everybody. Sorry about that cut. My camera shut off. So I had to stop everything and readjust everything and delete some stuff and make some space. And now we're back. All right. So we were talking about Archangel Michael being one of the angel therapy cards that came out. The healing angel is with you, supporting your healing work. So this is a reaffirmation that Archangel Michael is actually with you and supporting you. He's, the angel is looking over you, right? Helping your healing work, helping you make the right decisions and follow the right path, right? So it's a reaffirmation, and it is also a sign for you to acknowledge that, right? And look for the messages that may come through, right? You have to open up your third eye. You have to be conscious and live in a moment to realize those messages. They can be in songs. We have deja vu. They can be things that you see, visions, dreams, right? Daydreams, subconscious messages, right? So look out for those, right? Mediumship as well, another reaffirmation. You have the natural ability to connect with departed loved ones. So again, this is a reaffirmation that those, if we believe in this, right, that there's our angels, spirits, loved ones, souls out there looking over us and guarding us, right? If we agree to believe in this, then this card is a reaffirmation that your ancestors and your departed loved ones are actually with you and by your side and guarding over you. So again, open up your mind and your heart for those messages coming through. Pray to them. Think about them. Remember, if for instance, when you remember stories about dear departed loved ones, say a particular story, an occasion about someone that you really love who passed away comes into your mind and you're reliving it, right? Sometimes those memories aren't just memories that pop in, they pop in for a reason. So you can take a moment to look deeper in what happened in that scenario. It could be a message there from a dear departed loved one, because that's the memory that came up. Those are the type of ways that mediumship can happen, right, as well, where you can get messages in from loved ones who have departed, and they're with you, they're supporting you. It's interesting because the ear chakra as well as your third card. Notice messages that appear as sounds, music, and words from both eternal sources and within your mind. These messages are real answers to your prayers. So a lot of times people pray and they ask for prayer support. They ask in their prayers for support. And then if it doesn't happen right away, if they don't get a sign right away, sometimes they can feel as though it's just not, no one's listening. But the truth of the matter is that when you pray and you ask for the universe to give you guidance, those things play out over a long term. You have to be patient. And the messages can sometimes come in later, much later, at a time when it's needed, right? You also have to open up to hear the messages. And so this card here is letting you know that the angels want you to open up your ear chakras and be more aware of the auditory sensations that you have around you, because messages will be coming through that medium, that sense, the sound sense, your ears hearing, as well as words. Conversations, words you may hear, words that may strike you, conversations that may strike you, lyrics and songs that you may come across that that you take notice of, right? Be aware, be in the moment, look out for these, and they will help you, right? They'll stir certain emotions in you that you can't deny. Your intuition will kick in, and they will help you make some of these decisions with this spread, all right? So, sorry for that cut, but what a wonderful reading for you guys this month, Gemini. Definitely take care. Don't be hasty in your decisions. It's been a lot of inspiration. Look deep within inside yourself. Use that camel energy to dig inside your reserves, your spiritual reserves, to remember what it is you need in your life. There's definitely soulmate energy happening here, but there's a couple of a couple of issues with people you're working with, projects you're working with. As I said before, you're going to have to make a decision, and someone's going to be heartbroken, but there is a death here, so there's a big chance for renewal, and this is your time to renew, Gemini, and renewal is always good. It always means you vibrate just that much higher. All right, so thank you very much. If this message resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share. Give me that thumbs up. Leave a comment or a question below. I answer all comments and questions. If you'd like a private reading, personal reading, please email me at bowandarrowtarot@gmail.com. All the information is below as well. Thank you to all of you who've already liked and subscribed so far. I really appreciate it, especially for this is my new channel. So I really appreciate all you early subscribers. And those of you who've reached out for private readings, thank you so much for allowing me to impact your life and reach out and connect with you. All right. So for now, I'm just going to say, Gemini, you got a great month ahead. A lot of changes, a lot of renewal, decisions, but you're going to come out on top. All right. And for now, bye-bye.